This is early spring 1962, and the 7-acre site of the new $33.5 million Music Center for the Performing Arts, situated near downtown Los Angeles on the crest of the Civic Center. After almost 14 years of planning, with many setbacks and difficulties, ground was finally broken, and on March 9, 1962, construction began on the Music Center for the Performing Arts, and it was dedicated as a living memorial to peace. This center will consist of 3 buildings. The main building, which will be known as the Pavilion, will seat 3,250 people and will be the future home of the Los Angeles Philharmonic, one of the world's great orchestras. This will also serve as a home base for a permanent ballet company, an opera company, an illustrious repertory theater, as well as the highly successful musical theater of the Civic Light Opera and the fall season of the San Francisco Opera Company. This center will also be a mainspring of local creative production from which will flow great rivers of performing art. Home of the drama will be the 2,100-seat Center Theater, which is scheduled for completion by the fall of 1966. This will be a producing theater for both new plays and classics, a repertory theater of vitality and force comparable to any on earth. The Center Theater will also be the home of intimate opera, musical comedy, ballet productions, and concerts. The 750-seat Mark Taper Forum, also scheduled to open in the fall of 1966, is designed for chamber music, experimental drama, lectures, classic films, and civic meetings. This is the vision that goes beyond the bricks, steel, and mortar. This is the future. It is not an uncharted future. The soul of the Music Center will be not what it is, but what it does. With nearly 10 million people in the greater Los Angeles area, the Southland was greatly in need of a cultural center. Of the $33.5 million cost of construction, $18.5 million came from private donations and was raised by the Music Center Building Fund Committee, a group of volunteers headed by Mrs. Norman Chandler. By the end of the year, the foundation is completed. As the building begins to take form, engineers continue to check every detail of their plans. The firm of Welton Beckett and Associates, one of the nation's largest and most honored architectural and engineering firms, utilized its total design concept, in which one organization accomplished every phase of the work in designing a building, from programming the needs and master planning the site, through architecture and engineering, to interior design, furnishing, decorating, and graphic arts, from original vision through final supervision. This highly talented and diversified team, plus consultants in such specified fields as stage engineering and acoustics, personally directed by Welton Beckett, worked for more than 6 years in creating the exciting exterior and interior design of the 3 buildings. The grand stairway in the foyer is to be one of the world's most beautiful. It will rise 4 stories. By late 1963, the building begins to take its final form, a contemporary expression of classical architecture. Being at the crown of the Civic Center and a vital part of the cityscape, imposed certain restrictions on the design. Hence the design of the pavilion, with all sides basically equal. As the building would be seen from all directions, the designers did not wish to turn their backs on any part of the city. With the building completed, this magnificent structure can really be called the Acropolis of the West. This is an historical milestone for Los Angeles, which for decades has lacked adequate cultural facilities. The concept of the pavilion was evolved so that the structure would be timeless in feeling, fresh even 100 years from today. Fluted sculptured columns, faced in textured white, precast quartz aggregate concrete, extend the full height of the building. From the Plaza Promenade to the delicately sculptured, broadly overhanging roof. The white columns continue completely around the building's periphery, contrasting boldly with the long aluminum-framed panels of black granite and dark glass of the exterior walls. The pavilion is grand in scale, 330 feet long, 252 feet wide, 92 feet high. The main entry of the pavilion leads from the mall plaza to the foyer. The Curtain Call is a 130-seat restaurant, a cocktail lounge, as well as a 62-seat coffee shop with a garden decor, which opens onto an outdoor terrace. From London, Paris, Milan, Berlin, New York, the finest artists and musicians in the world will perform in this magnificent new Los Angeles Music Center. This is Sunday afternoon, September 27, 1964, when 3,500 people are attending the dedication of the Music Center. From time immemorial, man has turned instinctively to the muse of music for spiritual comfort and to express joy. Today, the people of Los Angeles have good reason to be joyful. This magnificent music center, so fittingly dedicated as a living memorial to peace, is a reality. A place where all may go to enjoy fine music and other cultural activities. Civic leaders and celebrities from all over California attend the dedication. Many of these people took an active part in the building of this glittering citadel. This beautiful center is not only a living memorial to peace, it is also a living memorial to Mrs. Dorothy Buffum Chandler. Hers is the undaunted spirit that has made our county, state, and nation what they are today. This is indeed a great day for a great lady whose tireless efforts have made this dream come true. Composer-conductor John Green, Master of Ceremonies, tells the audience, "We are assembled here to do honor to a dreamer and a dream." Governor Pat Brown said, "This music center is a magnificent civic accomplishment, reflecting the will of a people, not just to be the first in population, agriculture, climate, sports, and opportunity, but in cultural achievements as well. Never have I seen an example of dedication and singleness of purpose equal to that displayed by Mrs. Chandler in seeing that this building was built. As Governor of California, I can tell you I have never been prouder of our state than I am today." Mayor Samuel Yorty praises Mrs. Chandler as she walks to the unveiling of the plaque honoring her, escorted by Supervisor Ernest E. Debs. The mayor said, "I have been constantly amazed at the energy, drive, and stubborn determination of Mrs. Chandler toward this accomplishment." can be very proud of this very unusual and distinguished citizen. Who is this on the right? Well, if it isn't Bob Hope, a founder and generous contributor who believes that Hope Street was named after him. At long last, he says, we have a home for the San Francisco Civic Opera. He tells the throng, I like the motto they're going to carve over the door, Semper Vox Luminorum. That's Latin for sing along with Leonard Bernstein. Well, Bob thought it was funny anyway. Members of the Board of Supervisors were present, including Kenneth Hahn, Frank Bonelli, and Warren Dorn, who introduces Mr. Welton Beckett, the architect and builder. Mr. Beckett stated, to have been selected as architect for such a structure was a great honor, but it also carried with it a great responsibility, as well as a tremendous professional challenge. At this time, the building fund was $1 million short of its goal, and when Mrs. Chandler told the audience, if 1 million people would donate just $1 each, the Music Center would be complete. There was an immediate, generous response. Interiors of the structure have been designed to create a dimension of elegance and beauty. With this concept as a goal, the architects have utilized the firm's total design philosophy to develop an atmosphere of custom-designed grandeur. Nearly every element, from the huge grand hall chandeliers to the dainty cocktail napkins, were individually designed especially for the pavilion, for unity with the building concept. Dominating the foyer is the grand stairway rising above a gold-tiled, rectangular reflecting pool surrounded by white marble. The stairway rises 4 stories from this level. Halls of the entire stairwell are faced with huge mirror panels reflecting the chandeliers. The broad stairway is covered with olive green carpeting, set off by a border of white marble on either side. Bronze handrails complement the elegant setting. There are 78 magnificent crystal light fixtures in the pavilion. The 3 largest are in the grand hall. They are 17 feet long, 10 feet in diameter, and weigh 1.5 tons each. 24,000 individual pieces of crystal were installed by hand in each of these 3 chandeliers at a total cost of more than $100,000. This is looking down the stairwell 4 flights to the foyer. The oval room, leading from the east side of the grand hall, is the main refreshment area. Butternut wood panels enrich the refreshment areas on the first terrace. The halls leading into the Founders Hall are lighted by chandeliers and wall sconces. A lounge for founders and associate members of the Music Center is located off the west side of the Grand Hall. The 2-story high room is majestic in scope, with fine Australian black bean paneling. The portrait of Mrs. Chandler was a gift from friends. It measures 7 feet by 3 and was painted directly from life. Sunday evening, December 6th, the Music Center's stately pavilion comes to life as the premier concert is attended by first-nighters. A capacity grand opening audience of 3,250 includes Governor and Mrs. Brown, James Francis Cardinal McIntyre, Jack Benny, Bob Hope, many civic leaders, scores of socially prominent people, to see and hear the white column dream in glass and dark granite take its place among the great theaters of the world. To quote Mrs. Chandler, to some people, the Music Center is significant as a place where exciting new talent in music, drama, and dance will find expression and fulfillment. To me, the Music Center has been an important challenge, a challenge to the intelligence, imagination, and taste of our children and their children, and hopefully to their children. In a world more immediately imperiled by mediocrity than by intercontinental missiles, the Music Center will stand forever as a symbol of what creative man can accomplish when he sets high his standards and his vision far beyond our present horizons. To complement the beauty of the Music Center is the new Department of Water and Power building directly across the street with its beautiful fountains. Adding to this historical event is the world's foremost violinist, Jascha Heifetz, who will be playing Beethoven's Violin Concerto in D minor. Piano virtuoso Van Cliburn will perform the following evening. Now the stage is set. In a moment, the curtain will rise and a new era of music will begin. What started as a dream almost a decade ago, tonight will be a reality. Let us begin.